Morals and Money, baby. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, baby. Respect, love.
Loyalty, passion, sanctified, hunger, all that good shit, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let's get it.
Yeah. Balenciaga, don't do a Prada. CDC when I'm out in Nevada. Light blue, like Dolce Gabbana. Fuck niggas, stay away from that shit. Gucci belt got a Glock on my hip. Invested in stock, I'm lit. About to go with Jimmy, chew my bitch. Cop Kenzo for all my kids. Like niggas say hating the shit. Tell them niggas get off my dick. I'm steady be playing the shit.
Gang, add the Instagram. You feel me?
Man, bro, I'm really trying to get that shit right. Nigga, you crazy.
Don't play around. Add that Morals and Money because we not playing.
Get the
Ready? What's up, family? We back with another episode for you. Another good one.
another banger.
Morals and Money. You know how we coming. King Cash.
King Willow, baby, let's go.
And today, we're going to bring to you a conversation. Feel me? I was reading a book called The Psychology of Money. And you know, they say money rule the world, right? And it kind of does, man. It really does. Your morals should rule you, but money be ruling everybody else. So we're going to talk about how money be affecting the brain, how people think about money, and how that transpires into their life, into their financial stable ability, and just about what's going on in the world right now with the financial climate. So, like I said, we're going to get into that. But I want you to like, comment, subscribe. Please. Y'all keep doing that. All right?
That notification bell. Make sure y'all click it. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram, Morals and Money. Make sure y'all follow us on Twitter, Morals and Money. And make sure, like I said before, y'all make sure y'all click that link in that bio so y'all can join these master classes because it's about to go up. We only going to get bigger and better from this point forward. So the more information we get, the more we going to put out. And the best part about it, like I said before, it's free 99. So
each one teach one, like I said before. But like I said, we're going to talk about the psychology of money and how people think. And a couple things I got from the book. It was real interesting, right? One thing I got from the book was this quote, right? Be careful who you praise and admire. Be careful who you look down upon or don't want to become, or just be careful when you're assuming that 100% of outcomes can be attributed to effort and decisions. I'm like, wow.
that's funny because that's like a lot related to the Rich Dad Poor Dad thing.
And I felt that I took that down. I took that noted in my mind because that relates to morals and money. Like, don't look down upon nobody because you have money, and don't be snotty, snooty, bougie about anything because you have some good clothes, you got some good health, and somebody else don't.
Nah, you gotta the health.
Nah, all right, yeah, the health thing is definitely, but don't be so high and mighty. You on your high horse because you have some money. Because like we said before, the people that sometimes really all they desire is money, they tend not to really get the money that they want, or they lose it. They spend it too fast. They're not in control of their habits because they think money is just water.
It's easy to come by. That's funny too, because remember that saying, money grows on trees?
Mm-hmm.
That saying? It's funny, my mom's always used to tell me that too when I was little. I asked her for like $5, $10, maybe $20. And her first thing she'll always tell me is money doesn't grow on trees. But it's funny though, because money is made out of paper. And paper grows on trees.
I was waiting for you to hit that. I was waiting for it.
Tree, so
I was waiting for it, yeah.
My perception on that, it was just telling me like, all right, as I got older, I just started to understand it was the way she looked at money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was the way she was brought up to look at money and how that structured throughout her life and how that flowed throughout her life. So I'm like, yo, it's crazy how you just said
How
that.
she thought about it, exactly.
So body butter season. It is here and is among us because right now it's 46 degrees outside. So what happens during the summer, I want to use body oil because it's nice and thin and it's light and it soaks into your skin nice and easy and it's great for the warmer seasons. However, when you get into the colder months like fall, winter comes around, especially if you're up in the Northeast or in Chicago, wherever, you're going to want to use something more thick like our shea butter or our body butters. These are a fan favorite. It comes in different scents and different varieties. It is going to lock into your skin. It's using saturated oils plus beeswax to actually lock it into your skin and to retain that moisture your entire day. No water, no alcohol, no fragrances. Just 100% natural ingredients. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Contact at garnersgarden.com. Thank you.
How she thought about it was because money isn't just, I can just pick it out the tree. I can't just get it out the sky. It's not just going to fall in my pocket. I got to go work for it, right? So don't think I could just give it out. That's how all of our parents felt.
Because they came up in a time where it was really hard to get it.
The psychology of money.
Really
Feel me?
hard to
It
get
affected their minds. It will affect yours. When you feel me? We trying to get to the bag. It affects ours. You feel me? You be stressed out when you ain't got no money. You be angry when you ain't got no money.
That's one of the root causes to the problems in our community. And what makes it even worse is that if people actually understood the psychology behind money, one, we probably wouldn't be in this predicament right now, like as far as a country or whatever the case may be. And two, we would be moving forward as a community if we understood the psychology of money.
Because people wouldn't do slime ball shit for money.
It ain't even like the slime ball stuff for money. It's just that when people get money, they will know what to do with it. Like
that too.
I don't know if you was paying attention, bro, but like, well, you was paying attention. Of all of us was, because the entire America watched it happen. But during COVID and everything, we got unemployment, and then we got what, three stimulus checks? How many?
About three. Definitely about three.
That entire time, the whole conversation on social media was Casamigos, Azul.
Definitely.
Vacations,
Definitely.
Zaza,
and the vacation was crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Everybody
I didn't
was
go
doing
nowhere. I stayed right in NYC because
and look. The crazy part about it is, it was so much money flowing into our community at that specific time.
It was.
And this is where the psychology of money plays a big role, and also understanding economics, because if we knew better, we would have did better. Instead of spending the money on liabilities, there would have been a whole bunch of assets going around.
For real.
You know?
Can't lie.
Like what happens when you print so much money and people are spending it in places where the economy can't circulate?
It picks back up.
Inflation.
Definitely.
Inflation. We are in inflation right now. And that is a result of people getting so much money. That's a result of them printing so much money and giving us these funds, and so many of us not putting it in a space where it could be considered a economic asset. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why the interest rates are so high right now.
They stupid high, bro. Stupid high.
And it's not the interest rates affected everything, as in the prices in the supermarket, the gas, clothes, the taxes. So you feel me? If you didn't understand when people kept saying, "Oh yeah, the interest rates keep going up," why is that so important? Because look at what we paying for certain things,
and on loans. You can't even get a good loan nowadays. It's people who want to buy homes right now, who are looking to buy homes. Like, I even speak for myself, for example, trying to go through NACA or just trying to find a suitable situation last year, and in the midst of doing that, the interest rates are just steadily climbing. And I'm looking at it myself, and I'm like, dang, bro, like, there's no way I'll be able to take out a loan on this average with these interest rates and then being able to pay it back in a suitable amount of time.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it was like, damn, like, I'm fucked up because
you don't want to put yourself in
I don't want to put myself in that predicament. Exactly. You know, so
don't want to put yourself in a situation to where you accumulate so much debt that you can't get out of.
Yeah, that's
the worst thing, because debt, like we said, money will stress you out, and stress kills.
And the crazier part about debt is, and we always have this conversation, is that and is also a part of the psychology of money as well, is the debt to income ratio.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people we would borrow not even thinking how much we make on an annual basis. Like, all right, how I look at it for me, for example, I make 30, what we make, 35, 36? Around there, make 35, 36. If I was to go and take out a $25,000 loan, at this very point, making $35,000, $36,000 a year, I technically would be making $10,000 a year because my debt to income ratio is averaged at that amount. 'Cause you got to make those payments.
Yeah, you gotta subtract that, bro.
You don't make those payments, then that's when the psychology of money double back kick your ass, and then you end up in poverty.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm pretty sure you got more to touch bases on with that.
Yeah, definitely. Because just like we said, poverty affects the mental, and people in poverty be so angry that it affects everything around them, right? And then it affects their money flow, right? So it was another quote that said, some people are born into families that encourage education and others are against it. Some are born into flourishing economies, encouraging of entrepreneurship. Others are born into war and destitution. That right there.
Wow.
That right there, bro.
That is crazy. Yo, no, hold on. Say that one more time. You know we always got to run it back. You always got to run it back when you dropping bombs. So
all right. Some people are born into families that encourage education, and others are against it. Some are born into flourishing economies, encouraging of entrepreneurship. Others are born into war and destitution.
Off the gate, I could just straight up and tell y'all, like, it's war and destitution on this side, and no financial education growing up. Straight up, that's just it is what it is. Coming from the trenches, that it is what it is. But like we said in our last episode, it's like that because we are in this dome, this tunnel that's blocking the radio frequency, bro. So you don't really got nobody that's really in our area or in our environment that's seeking to go and get some type of financial education to give to their kids. Yo, bro, right now,
and honestly, the people that are in our community that do have the families that provide that, is so slim.
It is slim. It is.
You feel me?
Slim.
Like, it really is. Like, it's certain families that I've met, as in, like, me being an adult and me meeting co-workers from the DOE, and they are providing their children with these tools of education. You feel me? On the opposite side of the school that they go to. You feel me? Because it may not be in that school, but some of the other kids, they get it elsewhere. But for the people that I've met, certain people definitely are born into the family that definitely push education and push the different type of education, which is taxes, financial literacy, and entrepreneurship. So, you feel me? It's slim, but it has to be way more. And this is what we saying. We want to push the narrative, because if we become fathers, this is definitely what we telling our kids. And we want our kids to be around other kids that are introduced to the same type of teaching.
And you also want to mention too how this, like just that quote alone, how much it had an effect, like how much the psychology of money had effect on people for generations. We could go back to 1950,
60,
70, that entire time. So if you really want to talk about history, America was booming. The industrial,
Exactly.
We had Motor City. We was manufacturing the cars. It was jobs in America in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s and stuff.
But at
like
the
that.
same time, those kids that were being born were born into war.
Yeah,
because
they were born into war.
Went into war.
They were born into war
as American citizens. We went into what? Vietnam War.
The Korean War.
We went.
That was from the 50s till the 70s. Yeah, because
So-
right after World War II,
That quote right there,
Went into that, yeah.
it stuck out so much, because it's like that right there is talking about time periods.
yeah, specifically.
And
Yeah.
if you was born in a certain time period, you had a different way of thinking about money.
But look, let's look at it like this though. Like, all right, boom, the value of money wasn't the same as what it was today. So from 1950 to 1960, we had an era in America where there was a lot of jobs. It was booming. You know, you could go out, get a job to the very next day. That's how it was. The economy was flourishing. And then you had the 1970s. The dollar got taken off the gold standard. Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. So you have a situation now where you have all this money, but it's not really backed by anything of value. The market crashes. Boom. This is the 1970s. It's the first time interest rates went up. Now you have a bunch of, I would say, baby boomers born around that time, born into an era where it's technically bad economically.
Right.
And there's nobody around who's providing the gems or the tools to give that education, because most of the men went off to war.
Exactly.
And then after the war, once most of the men returned, and then you have an economy that can now bring on money, you have an era where the crack comes into play now. So now most of these men that are working, who did come from the war, they're spending their money in places that don't technically benefit the economy.
Also, liquor stores and in our communities, our brothers and fathers communities, it was liquor stores everywhere, so everybody was drinking and things like that. Everybody smoking cigarettes early age,
spending money on things that didn't matter.
Right. So those things were now definitely lost, because now they born into a place that wasn't producing a flourishing
economy
and a flourishing mental atmosphere.
In here, but
that's good.
So what about the vitamin C?
The
when
vitamin
do you use
C,
this?
I usually
and why?
use the vitamin C in the winter because it's a lot drier, and it has the veggie glycerin, the vegetable glycerin in it that helps. It's a very powerful humectant that helps keep my face dry, so I don't get the itchy, rashy spots in my eyebrows or just under my nose here on the upper lip. Places that are usually pretty mobile that I'm using all the day and can dry out easily, especially when it's hot and all the moisture.
All right.
It's hot inside and it's putting the moisture out.
Okay, great.
But the atmosphere was just completely foggy.
It's
for some people.
It's funny how we could look at it like that though, but like for us as 90s babies, we weren't born into a bad economy.
Exactly.
We weren't born into a bad economy.
Exactly.
The
timeline that you just gave was perfect, because some people that have the knowledge and the gurus that we watch now, they picked up on a lot of things, a lot of financial information that is kind of relatively new. And
other than property,
other than property and land, definitely, and gold and things like that. But I'm gonna just tell y'all one thing like this, right? 401k didn't exist until 1978. Roth IRA did not exist until 1998. Index funds are less than 50 years old. Hedge funds didn't take off and start booming into the last 30 to 40 years.
We did have black people investing in stocks around
Definitely.
a specific time, though.
But this is only
it was a small percentage.
Small percentage.
Yeah, small
so
percentage.
the fact that this is why I'm saying that though. The fact that this is not a time period of lost people, but a time period of things is now popping out. So you got 1978, then you got 1998, 20 years apart. But we was born in 95, 96. You understand what I'm saying? So now the financial information is now more than what it was before 20 years ago.
I won't say the
understand what I'm
financial. I won't say the financial information. I would just say the financial opportunity, because the opportunities are out there, but there's, like I said, there was nobody in the community to provide the information. Like you ain't have no Jay Morrisons back in the day.
Exactly.
No,
but at the
Ian
same
and
time,
none of that, like, no
for these to exist after prominent figures and civil rights movement and all of those people didn't have these options.
Not at all.
So that's my point in picking those and saying those out, is just that the people that we think about sometimes didn't have the options because it wasn't even there.
So in contradiction to that, and this is a part of us learning our history, I'm gonna argue your claim right now. I learned that my great grandfathers, most of them on my mother's side, they all had land.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what, 1920?
I'm just talking about investing.
1930. Now I get what you're saying, like the opportunity to pour money into something and still get some type of return. Like back then, you go up to somebody and ask them what ROI mean, they ain't gonna be able to tell you.
Right.
You ask somebody now, they won't be able to tell you.
Right.
Well, you probably find more people now who can tell you what it is because of the age of information, but it's still less people in our community that know what ROI is. But my all of them has some type of land. So that right there tells me that, okay, even though the value of money was what it was in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, whatever the case may be, they still had some type of idea or knowledge of what they was doing
Of
to be
ownership.
able to keep their land, because my some of that family land got passed down,
As it should.
you know, and I'm happy that it did, and it just showed me that, okay, the information wasn't very prevalent at the time, but that's because we didn't have the right leaders around us. But in certain areas, you did have people who did pick up from the how can I say, the
People before them.
they picked up from the people before them, or the diagram that was laid out in front of them from the Caucasian folks or people who were oppressive or stuff. Like they picked up from what they were doing and eventually started to copy that. You know, big psychology, a money point, because sometimes being that the information may not be provided to us all the time, you might have to observe and report. So sometimes you might have to check somebody who's doing something. Like, let's just say, for example, we get put in a situation where people from our diaspora, people from our community can't really pick up on a certain information because they're hiding it from us. So my solution to that is, all right, you don't want to put it out there for us to obtain it. I'm going to watch you. And people will say that's like similar to pocket watching, but at the end of the day, my people got to eat.
Right.
So if you ain't going to show me, I'm going to learn from
Taking notes.
I'm gonna take notes. I'm gonna learn from your movements and everything, and I'm gonna play the game like that, because at the end of the day, ain't nothing better than what we got going on up here.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely. You know, we start the trends for everything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Remember Migos and Jim song? We set the trends.
Big facts, bro. That I listen to that coming over here too. That's funny. Yeah.
You know how that work, man. But like I said, that quote really speaks to those decades and this decade right now. You feel me? Anybody that is young right now, with the interest rates being so high, they don't have the financial information around them. Like, if we didn't have people to watch or people to mentor us or people to ask questions from, we wouldn't have this financial information that we learned either, unless we looked it up ourselves, of course. But
And sometimes that's what you got to do.
right.
So.
But other than that, what I'm saying is the youngins that don't have it, or people that are 20 that don't have it, they probably would be scared looking at what's going on right now in America.
Because of especially COVID babies.
Right.
Like COVID babies, when they get a little older, like going through all this, like the kids, like if this child is
16, 17, 18.
Yes, like right, like I say, right now, if the child is 10, and they was like 7, 8, 9, 10 from 2020 till now, 5, 6, 7 more years from now, they probably hear about stock investing and stuff like that, or money and the economy, everything, and the first thing that's gonna come to their head is, I remember on the news when they was talking about Russia and China and them not using the U.S. dollar no more. The world was about to go to shit. Da, da, da. That's what's gonna play through their head, because that's what they see right now. But at the end of the day, life, I'm not gonna sit here and say don't be scared. Yes, be scared, because you don't ever want to play with your funds or play with your money, because your money is your livelihood. But at the end of the day, sometimes you have to take certain risks and to get to where you gotta go. So like, how I look at it is like this: if I was born in the 1960s and the 70s, and I was born in the era where heroin was very prevalent, we was in wars and all of this stuff was going on, I had to watch my father, who would be my father at the time, sell drugs, whatever the case may be. I would observe from all of that. And being that it is so negative, like I always say, I would try to pull the most amount of positives out of the situation as I could. Even though I'm saying that, like, just saying, like, we in 2023 now, who knows how I would think at that time.
Definitely.
But
right.
in order to move forward, since it was a big movement at the time for black people to overcome oppression, that'd constantly be playing through my head. Like, how do we do this? How do we find some type of opening within this loophole or within this barrier that we got in front of us that's gonna allow us to move forward, you know?
Yeah, how can we push through it and jump through that hole?
Yeah, and I tell my nephew now, like, don't watch the news. Like, don't watch the news, because all it's gonna do is scare you. And it's crazy because we live in a free country, bro. So you would think that the media outlets would be putting out news and then leave it to us to make our own facts or opinions, but they put out their own facts and then leave us to figure it out. Like, what does this mean? We can't figure that shit out. We not in politics. We are everyday civilians, and it's like,
And that's the thing.
they gonna be doing that if they continue to do that. If that specific people, if they stay in power and in control of that whole system, then it's gonna be real hard for the next generations, because they're constantly gonna be in fear.
Yeah, fear of taking risks, and that's something that the book Psychology of Money was definitely talking about. Taking risks, but taking the proper risks. And it's not even taking the proper. It's taking the proper risk, but taking the proper. What's the word I'm looking for?
Nah, you take the proper risk.
Taking the proper risk, but making the right decision.
Off of critical analysis.
Off of critical analysis, yes. Off of deep analysis and a deep dive into what you're doing. Like, not just, oh yeah, I'm gonna jump into this because I think it's cool. You have to really do your due diligence and research and finding out what you want out of your investment, what you want out of the money that you about to put in, because you got to get your ROI back. So
return on investment, for those who don't know.
Please look it up.
And to double back off that as well too, is with the psychology of money and taking risks, sometimes you may not be as calculated as what you may think on whatever specific risk that you're taking, but as long as you're able to calculate the reward from the risk, then sometimes it may be worth it. Like, give or take, for people who do podcasts or for people who make music, take a lot of money to get that equipment, you know? It's a lot of bread to spend on that equipment. But the best part about that specific niche is that the reward is based off of long-term and hard work. So you will spend that money at that current moment, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to make that back within the next 2, 3, 4 months, because this is something you're going to be working on for the long term.
Right.
Stocks, for example, that's something where you really have to do your analysis based off the company, the averages, and how they do quarterly, and how much money they make as a company quarterly and stuff like
You
that.
got to research them things.
And if you don't do your research on it and you buying meme stocks like GameStop and shit like that, then definitely that's a bad risk. You know?
Bad risk. And you're going to have. The book even mentioned the word luck. And people don't believe in luck, just like we said, some people don't believe in the word karma. But the author thought that risk does come with a little luck, right? You're doing your due diligence and in the research and background of what you want and investing in, but you also need just a little ounce of luck, what he said, because it's not just like, you know, for sure it's going to be a sure thing. Nothing is a sure thing.
Nothing in life is
a sure thing. So you definitely need like a little 90% of your risk, 10% of that luck, right? You feel me? Like, it's like hitting a game-winning shot from half court. Sometimes it's just a little luck. Sometimes, feel me? For it to go in when there's only 2 seconds left.
That's actually a great representation, because if you want to put it in terms of field goal percentage and shot percentile and taking good shots and stuff, you could calculate it like this. You got 5 seconds left on the clock. You got the option to either take a 3-point shot or a half-court shot. Good luck will be on your side from the 3-point shot, because it's a higher percentile shot. But you pulling from the half-court, you might have bad luck on your side, because it's less of a chance of you making it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, you know, that's a good ass analogy when you look at it.
But Definitely. You want to take proper risks. You want to take risks that it's not even feeling like a risk to you. That's the best part to even when you know like, this is a good decision that I made. And even if it is a loss, you be like, all right, I could take that and I could recoup from it because it wasn't spontaneous. When something is spontaneous, like gambling, those could be bad risks. All right, gambling with the stocks can be bad risks. You feel me? Like, cause
if you're not doing what you got to do,
you don't know what you're doing.
it's like gambling with anything else, though. It's like with any other brand. It's just stock is just more of a risk because you're not buying anything that you can actually leverage or that's tangible. Like a stock is intangible. You can't touch it. It's like a liquid asset. You cannot touch it. Liquidated, I think, whatever the case may be. You can't touch it. So once you spend your money on it, if it go down, it's over. If it go up, hey, yippee-ki-yay. Or if you want to watch it over the long term, that's up to you. It's like so many ways to calculate that. But in any other business, the risk is always better when it's tangible. And Dang taught me that a minute ago. I ain't even going front because I used to try to put him onto the stocks and he used to try to put me on the blogging. And one of the things that he told me with the stock market is that he can't control it. He can't manipulate it. And it's true. You can't manipulate that. One, because most of the people who do manipulate the stock market are on it every single day. I'm talking about folks like Ray Diallo, Warren Buffett. They got entire teams, staff working for them to be able to help them calculate the right risk or the right trade, especially for people who do options trade, day trading. You got so much. That shit is just so vague, bro. That's why if you ask me, investing in stocks is always going to be a bad risk at this point right now. Going more into the situation with America too, like with the value of the dollar steadily decreasing every day, my advice to the public is that you guys should find something, if not nothing, something to invest in. So that way you aren't just hoarding a bunch of money. Because like I said, at the end of the day, when you don't spend or put the money back in circulation into the economy, everything fails. Because you can't, there's nobody, it's all debts for public and private. It's the legal tender. It's right there on the bill. Spend it. Spend it on something that actually matters. Something that can give you a ROI. So that way one person can make money, you can make money, and then you could buy more supplies that has another company make money. Because at the end of the day, if we do have to use a different currency or whatever the case may be, we're going to have to work together as Americans to get back to the top.
Yeah, man.
You know?
That would be the craziest thing that ever happened. Craziest thing that ever happened, and we are...
I don't want to interrupt the great content, but if you just wanted to grab you some quick drip, nice little sweatsuit, nice bag, whatever the case may be.
Cop that last breed, man. Stop playing, man. Stop playing with us, man.
You know what it is. We got the hats, socks, slides, sweatsuits. We even got some new hoodies dropping, man. Just check out my Instagram, KingWillow_Eminem, and follow that on Instagram, Last of a Flying Breed.
Last of a Flying Breed.
Let's get it. Man, I'm tired of telling y'all to go shop Last of a Flying Breed. Y'all needs to shop today and not tomorrow. And y'all needs to check out Gardener's Garden. I actually got a notification in my email. We got more visitors to the link. So that's dope. So all y'all got to do now is turn that link click.
We appreciate y'all.
Into a purchase. Get you some good hair care products, some good skin care products. You know what it is, man.
Treat yourself. But like we was saying, if we are not using the US dollar no more, that would be the craziest thing. And we ain't hit 60. That would be drastic, bro. For real, for real.
Well, let me tell you this.
We would probably feel like a third world country.
What's even crazier is that back in the day, they used to make the coins out of actual silver, gold. You don't find coins with those minerals in it no more. I don't know how they're making these coins, but that's why certain coins from back in the day have value, and coins from nowadays may have less value.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show, like, ever since we came off the gold standard, how much of a decline our currency has been in since that very point.
That's crazy though. It's really crazy.
Nuts, bro. Nutty.
Because they really, If you don't know what's going on, please find out or look up BRICS. Look up BRICS. China, Russia, Africa, Saudi Arabia,
Brazil,
and
South Africa, not South Africa.
South Africa, to be specific. Sorry. Please look it up. They are getting together and they are saying, we ain't messing with America no more. Am I missing one? Venezuela too. Venezuela got with China.
The Venezuela's not. They not. I won't say they're BRICS, but they're gonna start importing and exporting.
Yeah, they not BRICS.
They're gonna start importing and exporting with China because of.
And they don't want to use our dollar no more either.
And this is all. I'm gonna just say it right now. This is all Biden's fault. This is all that administration's fault. I'm not gonna go into the politics, but this is why. If you want someone to lead a country of economics and of financial power, you gotta get someone who has financial education.
A businessman.
It's not gonna be no senile mother lover. I'll tell y'all that much. But like I said, I ain't gonna go into that.
Woo!
But like Cuz just said, yes, BRICS. Yeah, I heard the nations, and what's even worse about this situation is that they're actually not even BRICS in general. China is actually gaining influence in other countries by making them sign basically lifetime contracts that if they happen to pull out of, China got them on lock. They got them on lock. Like, oh, we gave y'all this money to create this infrastructure or to build this economic power in y'all country. Y'all owe us, and we using the Chinese yuan. We not using USD. That's pretty much a overview of what they're doing right now. And they're basically what they're trying to do is trying to eliminate the United States as the global power by using Russia's oil and China's currency and product and mass production.
Right.
Everything we get says what?
China.
Made in China. Made in China. So they basically trying to put that throughout the rest of the world.
Yeah. China has a big impact right now on South America. They have so many countries. They invested so many things in certain countries in South America. They basically almost got the whole continent, bro. Like, for real.
They got ports in Jamaica,
assets and ties with certain banks in these countries that, like Cuz just said, they signing contracts that these countries don't understand. Honestly,
they pulling a USA. That's what they doing.
Exactly, and it's crazy because we've always been the superpower, right? We've always been seen as the bully, honestly, and China looking like the bully right now with Russia, for real.
As far as what the news tells us. If you ask me, my perception on it is this. All right. They're saying all of this on the news, but I haven't seen anything big fail inside our country yet. I haven't seen nothing in Silicon Valley go down. As a matter of fact, I heard about one of their banks crashing not too long ago, and Credit Suisse over there in I think it's New Zealand or Australia, they fake had a little situation, and both of those connects to the Federal Reserve. So I think when they both went through what they was going through, that's when all of that news started going out like banks are failing, pull all your money out the banks, whatever the case may be. But this is where the psychology of money comes into play, because I have a question for so many people that's out there is how many people actually have more than $1,000 saved up? Because the national average right now for savings is $1,000. Is straight like that. People are living check to check. Ain't nobody really paying attention to how much money they spend on a weekly or a monthly basis. That's one thing that everybody should be doing right now.
Right.
Especially with this whole economic climate situation. If the United States dollar does fail, like I said earlier, we have to find something to put our money in that will grow in value so we can pull it out in the very next currency.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And specifically in a company that not only operates in the United States of America, but operates everywhere else internationally. So that way, if something happens over here, your back end won't stop. You would keep gaining because people in other countries are still purchasing those products. Like Apple, for example, everybody got an iPhone, MacBook, computer. No matter what it is, everybody has one. And if you go to other countries, people are still using those products. So if you got money saved up, buy things that grow in value. Buy assets. Start collecting on assets, things that you can sell at the end of the day for ROI that will be conducive to you and your family. That's my message to people right there.
Cause it's definitely right. Apple is still going, you feel me, be good. Microsoft, companies that are dealing with AI. We was watching EYL, and they, you feel me, they put out a lot of games. So shout outs to them brothers. Always, you feel me, for putting out the game, putting out the knowledge. Not really a game, but it's a map, you feel me, to navigate life. But yeah, Apple, Microsoft, companies that are still dealing international, and companies that are still dealing with China. Definitely, you feel me. That's how I'm thinking about investing right now.
Nike,
companies that are still have good dealings, good relationships with China, and they are over here. Those are the companies to invest in, because that's what could possibly be the best risk investment. Because if you have a good relationship with the country that could be the next superpower, hopefully, knock on wood, it's not gonna happen, but if you have a good relationship with them still after that, then you feel me? Yeah, like bro said, your money over there is still gonna be good. Your back end is gonna come. So I would deal with those companies, and that's how I'm thinking about my future investments.
And it's important for our community, especially too, bro, to understand the psychology of money. Because if let's just say we start booming again, the economy starts booming again, money is circulating through the society, and we just so happen to start becoming high earners in our area. We have to know what to do once that money hits our hand, because one, we create a great financial infrastructure within our own communities, building black businesses, by the way. And then two, you become a conducive part of the society that you live in. I don't understand why people talk so bad about the country that they live in, that they're from. Like, you have people out here, bro, that are from America, that have generations of its descendants from America, slave or not, and they will still turn around and say, fuck America. Okay, I want y'all to understand something. Fuck America, right? Shit hit the fan, go somewhere else. Leave. Get out. Don't come back.
That is a good
Don't come back.
That is a good point.
No, see what you're about to say.
I'm just saying that is a good point. I used to be one of those people that definitely used to say fuck America because of how America treats people, because of how we are so much in a capitalist society that if you don't have the funds and means to do what you need to do, or have the access to this information, you are at a disadvantage. So I feel like that's why so many people done said fuck America, because so many things done transpired to where it's like it's a lot of negativity, like we say, and it's not a lot of positive things. But like, you have the best point. Go to another country, and it's a third world country. You don't have the ability to do the things that we have the ability to do here. So that when you look at it from both lenses, both perspectives, you definitely have to realize, like, bro, I definitely have the best option to be in this country, to get to a certain plateau of success that I want to be, and to have the financial status that I want. If I get to that level, and I could take care of my family, and I could be comfortable, and I don't have to do the things that other people are doing in other countries to where they not living like I want to live. So that could be a perspective of wanting too much and not enjoying life, but at the same time, you have to want.
You gotta make the best of it. That's what y'all want.
You have to want more.
He want us to do more.
If we go to certain countries, you will really look at it and be like, wow, they want to come here.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yes.
When I then took trips and I went to Jamaica and went to Mexico, that's all they saying is, as a worker, I want to still make it to America because they don't have the ability to make as much, or they don't have the ability to have a big house sometimes. And we don't even have a big house, but at the same time, we have the ability to reach that level and grab that big house that we want. We got the ability to buy that house.
It's the freedom.
All we need is some money and good credit.
And you want to hear something crazy, bro? I don't mean to cut you off.
Nah,
But I was watching Valuetainment the other day. Shout out Patrick Bet David. He had Rudy Giuliani on his show. Rudy Giuliani.
Mm-hmm.
So for everybody who don't know who Rudy Giuliani is, this is the same New York City representative who pretty much got the mob sent away on a RICO case. He is responsible for a lot of things that we have experienced within New York City from 1990 up until this point. I am not going to lie. But he made a real solid point. Back around World War I, World War II, people were proud to be Americans. Black or white, didn't matter. That's why they fought for the country. Those people played a real huge role in why we are where we are today. They technically saved the world, bro.
Right.
They saved the country.
Right.
As generations continued, all it did was birth more children who decided to say fuck America.
True that.
And it is because of the oppression and everything that goes on within our society. But I just want to point one thing out, and I'm gonna bring it back to politics real quick. In New York City, since Biden has been in office, we have witnessed the most chaos, the most homicides, the most shootings. When Trump was in office, we wasn't going through none of that. It was cops out on the street. Chris, we went to 116th Morningside Park. It was cops everywhere. You remember that day? I said to the cop, "Hey, yo, if it gets spicy, hold it down." You remember? You was like, "No way, you ain't just say that."
Yeah.
I'm like, "I want to have fun." But we went to that same event while Biden was in office. Shots go off. People got to pay attention to stuff like that. I got another one for y'all. As generations have continued to come on, you have more people that have become more financially irresponsible. And a part of that is because of what the media and because of the lifestyle that the music and everything that has been pushed in front of us and has put in front of our culture and has blinded us from our true vision and the true definition of success. But this is why we have to become more aware on finances and become more aware on economics and love the country that you live in.
Right.
Love the country that you're from. Because if you don't show America no love, then America won't show you no love. We'll be in situations like this forever. We'll be in economic declines forever. We'll have inflation forever. Our pockets will be dry every day, every month, every week. We won't see no progress until we start to sit there and suck it up and understand that the past is the past and be the change that you want to see in the future. Nigga, we gonna be fucked up forever.
That's a fact, bro. For real, for
I
real.
just ran on the rant. I'm sorry.
Nah, that's a fact. It's a sad thing. You feel me? Times have changed, and it's not even that it changed. It's just people are looking at things in a very different way and not caring about life. And we have to care about our lives because we are not the only people walking around this earth. You understand? We wasn't put on this earth to just be roaming around saying fuck everything. Feel me? You got to care about something. And it has to be more than just yourself and your family members in your household. It has to be.
Live for something to die for nothing.
Right.
Straight up.
And invest in yourself. Invest into something that you feel like can lead you, your family, and your community in a better path. Because that's what's going to help the world right now.
And I got a question for you too, bro, because we actually spoke about this at work. But I actually want to take time out to educate people on working smarter and not harder.
Yeah. And that definitely goes into the psychology of money too.
We both got some situations, and I'm gonna let you take the floor. Let them know something.
Taking certain jobs back then, you feel me, or even in your current life right now, that aren't worth your time to the money, right? And when I say that, like, for example, I took a delivery job one day. Not one day, but I took a delivery job one year, right? And as a deliverer for Pinkberry, you're not gonna make no bread. You make some bread off the deliveries because you're gonna get some tips. Okay. People do be tipping downtown, but it ain't like you gonna kill people. I ain't gonna lie. I done met some deliverers that time. Like they like, yo, I get $200. I'm good, bro. That $200 was gone in 3 days for me.
Yeah, pretty much.
You feel me? Like I don't know what type of time you on. You save a lot, but no, that $200 plus this little check is not lasting me, bro. I got things to do and I got bills to pay. I got people to, you feel me? I got people that I actually do things for. You feel me? Like this ain't no rinky-dink thing over here. So doing that job, you feel me? I'm pedal to the metal, literally on a bike. You heard? And this is before the electric bikes popped out. So I'm literally hitting First Ave, hitting Pleasant, hitting downtown, hitting 12th Ave, going to by the ferries and all of that. You understand what I'm saying? These is nice ass buildings though. I'm going in like, damn. So now I'm thinking different. You feel me? Because I'm like, oh, Rip, I gotta get to the bag because these people living down here, downtown in Manhattan, they living crazy. I wonder how much rent they paying. That's how I think. You feel me? When I see a nice crib, I'm wondering how much rent you paying. I ain't trying to pocket watch, but I'm just saying, like, real talk, because you feel me? This is motivation, it's inspiration for me. So, long story short, I get hit by a cab. I'm like, nah, this is the worst day right now. I'm like, bro.
Was it worth it at the end of the day?
Hell no, because I'm not getting no bread. I just got hit by a cab. I could have been in the hospital. Good thing it wasn't too bad. I hopped up. I should have stayed there. You feel me? Probably laid there, go to lawsuit. But mind you, the cab driver talking about, yo, it's only my second day.
How much was you making at that job?
I was making $7.
And all right, how much was your check at the end of the week, if you can remember?
Yo, bro, that check was probably like $140.
And how much did you make in tips?
Bro, I probably made that $200 in tips.
And how much did you lose in taxes?
Probably like $80.
All right, so let me break this down for y'all real quick. He picked up a delivery job making $7 an hour plus tips. He got hit by a car, didn't lay down to catch the lawsuit, and got $100 and something at the end of the week. Psychology of money, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, those tips is the taxes.
I'm bugging out.
That paycheck, the tips is the taxes. Secondly, that is a prime example of putting your life on the line for the wrong things. But everybody, the crazy part about it is everybody has been there in some way, shape, or form. We have all worked a job where the work was so strenuous, but we thought, well, hey, because we need a job, we got to do it.
Right. Because I want to be a good citizen of America. You feel me? I don't want to be a stooge, a slouch, just one of these regular Negroes in the hood. You feel me? I don't want to be a regular nigga in the hood.
For real though.
I don't want people to look at me like, yeah, he just from the Bronx. He just be on the block. No, bro, I'm trying to go to work. I'm trying to get to the bag. I ain't trying to just be selling weed all the time.
But this is why niggas fall back and sell weed though.
Right.
Because let's just not say you, for example, because you know how many opportunities you have already. But for other black males who come from, colored males who come from where we come from, had that happened to them, they would have said, I'm back on the block.
Fuck that, I'm back on the block. Today. I definitely quit though.
Tomorrow.
I definitely quit, but I ain't just go back to the block. I got another job.
And he understood the concept of psychology of money, because sometimes at jobs, and I'm going to let y'all know this for sure, because I've done it too. You got to realize enough is enough. Mm-hmm. I worked with my father in the Teamsters Union, and we worked in Christie's. This is a spot where you got statues, you got TVs, couches, you just got mad random shit there that is, I guess, is being auctioned off or being sold to the highest bidder because it's of some value. I'm not even gonna lie, they probably had some stolen artifacts up in there. I ain't gonna front. Now that I think about it, oh yeah, you could Google Christie's too. Y'all could Google Christie's, and they are the company that provides the Smithsonian with most, in the museums, with most of their their things. And I just used to watch my father and all of the other men working in that environment, and they in dust, debris, bending over, not even picking stuff up with their legs. They lifting with their back, carrying couches upstairs, flights of stairs. And I'm looking at these niggas. I'm like, bro,
This is break back and work.
I'm like, do you know that you could go in KFC and fry some chicken for what? At the time, probably was like $16, $15 an hour. Probably tops in KFC and fry some chicken. But I understand sometimes you got to put in a little bit more work to make a couple more dollars. But where psychology of money kicks in for me is I take it as this. Before I work a strenuous job or a job that I know I'm going to end up quitting or that's going to stress me out, I'm going to find one company where I know I can grow.
Right.
You always look for growth, because that growth is the equivalent of you busting your ass for another company physically for 30 years. You just sat on your ass for another 30 years for this other company and made twice the amount of money that you would have made busting your ass. And not to mention, the jobs that those old men were doing had health consequences. They had health side effects. And my pops is facing some of those side effects. Whooping cough, bronchitis, things like that. That's from the dusty environment and all the asbestos and all
Going
that
into
stuff.
the lungs.
All of that shit, bro. So you got, when you looking for jobs, this is my advice for y'all. Pick your poison.
Right.
Don't just grab something because the society said you need to work.
The psychology of money. But look how we just said, I just did the job that, you feel me, I could have hurt my leg, right? He just did a job that he could have broke his back because they going up 20 flights with a sofa.
A sofa.
Nowadays the psychology of money is so crazy that people would rather just do anything for the bread. When you want to be like,
Before they do that,
you feel me?
Before they do that.
Honestly, you would rather, like, the psychology of money, you want the bag so much that you would sell some ass.
Oh yeah.
You feel
Heavy
me?
on it. Oh,
I ain't gonna lie,
funny.
OnlyFans, when I found out OnlyFans was crazy popping, I really was like, wow.
Yo, bro, I posted this.
What is going on? Who made this? Somebody in the UK made it. The UK is definitely over-sexual.
Way over-sexual.
Over-sexual.
They sexualize everything, as a matter of fact.
So the fact that it came over here and everybody was like, yo, bro, I could really make some money by selling pictures. Is females selling toe pics?
I put a
Men are so crazy, bro. What is wrong with y'all, bro?
That's cause
The psychology of money. One, I'm just saying, they picking a job that is the least attractive to your morals, but they get in the bag. Money is over their morals. But on the other hand, people are sending that bag, right? What is wrong with the people sending money for the toe pics, bro?
The problem with that is it's
Out of line.
hookup culture fucked up relationships. That's one. But I put a post on Instagram and it said, OnlyFans girls gaslighting themselves every day into believing that selling naked pictures online is more feminine and empowering than a life with a loving husband, job, and children. That's the problem with that right there. It's been glorified to the point to where it's like the easy route. Remember, you ever heard that saying where
They would say they working smarter, not harder.
Listen. You heard that saying where is a millionaire saying where it says the dad works super hard so the son could have the Lamborghini and not work as hard as the dad. I mean, not the Lamborghini. So the son could have the Saturn, the old 2006 car, 2007 car. That son now knows that he has to work hard so he could give his son the better car. And the harder they work and the more better the cars get for each son in each generation, the more the job looks easier. So you start creating lazier individuals. Oh, I was born with this with the Lamborghini in my family. I don't got to work for it. And then you start developing theories like that. Okay, I'm going to work smarter, not harder for money. AKA for some people, I'll take the easy route instead of the hard route. But the easy route normally comes with consequences that don't contain any longevity. You get what I'm saying? So,
No, I agree, man.
so it's like, all right. That's why in college, selling weed, we both did it. We both indulged in that. But at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do in school, but that money ain't last because it's not something that is considered tangible. There's no purpose behind it. Yeah, we got to feed ourselves, but who's to say you can't get an on-campus job?
And you always want
Who's to
some
say
extra?
that you can't do something productive for your cash? You get what I'm saying? So,
Definitely. For that extra bread, you know, you feel me? Everybody got a little money, but you always want that extra bread. You always want the extra new pair of kicks. You gotta go out. You need bread, bro. So at the end of the day, man, people do things for money, but you gotta, you feel me? Think about that risk you taking. Is it a reward, or is it gonna be like a real loss and a consequence? You feel me? So that's the psychology of money, right? And then back to the book. The book said a funny thing, right? Modern capitalism at its pro is two things, right? Generating wealth and generating envy. Right? They go hand in hand. Wanting to surpass your peers or other social comparisons are the problem.
in our society, yeah.
Definitely in our society, in the world, period. Because even if it wasn't just on social media, you in the corporate world, in the business world, you feel me? You have people in your same industry. If you feel like they making more than you, you want to surpass them. You shouldn't really be, like we said, pocket watching or thinking about what they are achieving. You should be worried and focused on yourself and achieving your own goals, because that is satisfactory. That is your satisfaction. Your satisfaction shouldn't be, oh yeah, I'm about to be on top. I'm about to be number one, better than him, and her.
This nigga.
You feel me? You shouldn't, like, come on now. That's being a bozo and a corn.
That's what we see majority in our community though, because it's like this, bro. No, we are so much in a fucked up situation, and nobody actually understands money. It's small stuff like this, bro. Nobody understands that. Like, let's just say, for example, you got $30 on you, and I got $20 on me, and I want to buy a product from you that costs $20, but it's gonna make me $50. I could just give you my $20 for that $50 product. We both profit. You, like I said, you have 30, you collected that 20, you now have 50. I spent my 20 for something that would make me $50. I sell it, now I have 50. We both got $50. So at the end of the day, it's a win-win situation. But how most people see it nowadays is all win-lose. How much can I win in order to watch you lose?
Or how much can I win over you?
Yeah, I know, same thing.
Yeah.
How much can I win in order to watch you lose? How much losses can you take that add on to my wins? Like, can I take enough wins that surpass your amount of losses? And how can you even surpass a certain amount of losses when a loss is a loss? There's nothing worse than a loss. You get what I'm saying? So,
And at the end of the day, a loss is just a lesson learned.
it's just a lesson learned, and that's one of the another thing in our community that too many of us don't understand, because if most of us looked at losses as lessons, then we would be way more financially cautious. We would be more unified, and we'll be more willing to make money with one another. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Everybody wants to. People be thinking they that it can only be one. You feel me? One person at the top.
And it's never like
when
that.
it's never like that, bro.
Never like
A table can have as many seats. You feel me? And that table can be at the top.
That was
you
fire.
feel me?
I'm not even gonna lie.
Whew. Like,
That was tough.
it's not that just one person has to eat, and people feel like Dame always said this, and Dame, it goes viral all the time with these reels. You feel me? Of what he's saying, that he wants to see other people eat. You not a boss if your team ain't eating. If your man, your right hand and your left hand don't feel like they a boss, or if you feel me, if the 10th man on your team, you feel me, you got a whole long roster, you feel me, because it's always good. Nobody is successful by themselves, you feel me. All wealthy people say that. Nobody has gotten to their success by themselves. Kevin Hart, you feel me, his Heartbeat Productions, bro, he don't write all of the scripts and do everything, and you feel me, he's not a one-man army. He got a whole super team, and he said that he wouldn't be nothing without his super team. He wouldn't be on as many movies and having these Netflix deals without his super team.
And Wallow and Gilly too, they gave a big shout out to Barstool Sports, because they've been there from the start.
Right,
And they were
right.
basically just saying like how they would have never accomplished half of they would accomplish without Barstool Sports. So that's fire. And what makes it even better is this all ties into relationships and everything. The psychology of money theory can help couples, it can help businesses, friends, everybody, because the number one thing we have to understand is that if you want to profit, you got to put all your not all your eggs, but you got to put the smart eggs in one basket, and sometimes it may be divided in a way where the workload is in different places. And as everybody works together and it becomes unified like a well-oiled machine, you produce more, you're more productive, you can make more money, you can make more impact. There's so much things you can do amidst understanding the psychology of money and applying it to your relationship, friendship, everything. I'm telling y'all, man, like how we trying to break it down for y'all right now. These theories are meant to help and inspire and pull people together and give some enlightenment on the things that we can do to create a better future.
Definitely.
You understand?
We putting it into action. We giving it to y'all to hope y'all take it and also putting it into action. Because when we all doing good, it look good for the whole community as a whole.
We changing the image, man. We gonna
changing the image, changing the narrative. You hear me?
Morals of Money. I want y'all to like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell. I appreciate y'all for sitting through this one. Click the link in the bio, join the masterclasses. Make sure you go and follow Garner's Garden. You follow Morals and Money on Instagram. You follow Lassa the Flying Breed. And you stay in tune and rock with the squad. Let's get it.
We out.
I keep on rolling up. I be flaming it up.